Welcome.
Welcome.
Welcome. Okay. So let's just start by reviewing our days. Our day.
Talking about our trip. We're in Michigan right now, if you don't know. Visiting Maddie's grandma.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hanging out. Giving her some company. The first day when we got here, what did we do right away? We got here at 10 so we could get ready and take pictures right away because we just need to take pictures
Promo
everywhere we
pictures.
go. So we tried to take pictures, but it's been raining all weekend, so we have not been able to do that. We did a little bit today, but the first day that didn't go well. We went shopping for a little bit. If I pause, it's because I have the hiccups right now. We went shopping for a little bit, and then we got Chick-fil-A, and then what did we do when we came back?
Took a nap. Maddie fell
Took a nap.
asleep on the floor in front of the fireplace. I don't know how
Oh,
she did it. I fell asleep on the couch.
that
I
was
was editing our podcast, but I didn't get very far because I also
because
fell
we also
asleep.
filmed the podcast like the first day we got here.
Yeah, we did film a podcast. It's going to be episode 3, all about camp.
Oh yeah, that was a long one.
We
but
worked
it
at a
was
summer
good.
camp together, and so we talked about that.
Mm-hmm. So then after that, we chilled and we watched a movie. We watched The Proposal.
Yes, we're going to rate it later in the podcast.
Yes.
But
And then today we got up, got to sleep in, which was nice.
yeah.
And then we went to breakfast. It was so good.
It was amazing.
It was so good. And when we were getting ready for this breakfast, Jenna feels like she doesn't have enough outfits, so she put on one of her.
I underpacked. You'll see me wear these jeans in the next podcast because I underpacked. I have 2 pairs of jeans that I've been wearing.
And no matter
however
what,
long
she
they've been
always
here.
wears leggings, and she didn't pack a single pair of
I didn't pack
leggings.
because I was like, I'm gonna test myself. Like, I'm only gonna wear jeans. I only have 2 pairs of jeans, so that wasn't a great idea. But
anyways, so she wore this outfit, and then with her like last few bites of her food, she spilled a strawberry with Nutella on her vest.
I borrowed my cousin's sweater vest for the weekend, and that's what I was wearing this morning. And my fork like slipped out of my hands, and it flipped, and it got on my jeans.
It was weird. I don't know how that
my
happened.
Sweater, and it was like chocolate, and so
because we had strawberry Nutella waffles.
They were so good.
Ugh.
It was worth it.
And then we took cute pictures because they have like painted murals on their wall, so that was really good.
So yeah, I bought this today.
Oh yeah, she bought that,
and
I got this Carhartt sweatshirt and a vest that I'm obsessed with. Yeah. We won't talk about how much it was.
That was kind of bad, but
it's so cute.
It is very
and
cute.
It's so comfortable. I was gonna wear it, but me, I had to change and put on sweatpants and a t-shirt.
All right, is that it?
No.
Oh,
we just had dinner. We went shopping, got those things, and then we went out to dinner. And I was debating. Okay, it was like Texas Roadhouse, but in Michigan, which I'm sure there's Texas Roadhouses in Michigan, but it's called Crazy Horse. I was just going in between getting a crazy combo with 6-ounce rib.
I don't know.
6-ounce piece of steak and 6-ounce barbecue ribs or something like that. So it's going between that and the burrito, and I'm getting the burrito, and that's good. I think I probably would have liked the other one better because the burrito wasn't what I was expecting, but it was still really good.
I got a burger. I don't really explore much of my food, but
I'm starting to, because at first Jenna said she's gonna get the chicken tenders, and that's just like every video I've seen where it's like that one person in the family and they're just panning over all these nice meals, and then it's the chicken tender with fries. Me.
Like if
that was me in Florida. That's all I ever got in spring break was chicken tenders.
I'm satisfied with it, so
that's true. As you can't complain about that.
Yeah, it's always good.
Yeah. Okay, let's get into it.
Let's roll the intro. Real talk.
Hey, that was so hype.
We should introduce ourselves.
Oh, I'm Maddie.
I'm Jenna.
And we are your hosts of
Real Talk.
Yes, I promise we're going to get better at that.
Yeah.
Okay. What
first
on our topic talk? talking topics?
Verse. Wait, BVOTD.
Oh, BVOTD. We have
BVOTD.
BVOTD.
Okay, so the verse of the day is from Zechariah. It's chapter 7, 9 through 10. This is what the Lord Almighty says: Administer true justice, show mercy and compassion to one another. Do not oppress the widow or the fatherless, the alien or the poor. In your hearts, do not think evil of each other. So, this verse is kind of self explanatory, but what I kind of thought of was like, be a good neighbor. Like, show compassion to one another, show love to one another. You should be showing God's love to one another because that's like how they're going to find out about Christianity. If you're like showing God and his love, then like they're more inclined to learn about God's presence and be in
Mm-hmm.
God's presence. And yeah, so
Like, even
be
if
a
you're
good
not,
neighbor.
sorry, even if you're not like sharing the word of God,
Yeah,
like just you showing
like your
the love of
actions
God,
and your words, that'll show the love of God.
like
And
that can
so,
make someone way more interested in it than you listing off Bible verses to them.
yeah,
In my opinion, like I think I would like if I wasn't a Christian, I think that's what I'd be more like drawn
attracted to.
to.
Yeah.
Yeah. Um, the last part where it says, "In your hearts, do not think evil of each other," that's so hard for me because just like with like I can be a very judgmental person. So just like trying to remember not to judge people, like even if I'm not talking about it to other people, even if I don't share those opinions, like I'm still saying those things, even if they're just in my head. Like it's
Mm-hmm.
still affecting me, and it's just like not great to do that. So I think just remembering to like even just thinking evil thoughts about other people is not what God has intended and is not what He has in mind for us.
And it's so easy to do. So it's hard to like break that mindset. Like everyone's different. So you wouldn't want them to judge you. So don't judge others.
Yeah. Speaking of judging others, Jenna, tell them what we're going to talk about today. After we literally just said we shouldn't be judging each other, we're talking about each other's icks.
Yeah, we're gonna at the end of the episode we're gonna say our icks about each other, and it's really
Let's just
funny.
say Jenna has a list and I have like two things.
I
So
had to
I only.
help Maddie come up with hers about me because I know what she gets annoyed about, like annoyed of about me.
Yeah.
So I had to help her a little bit, but
So
they're gonna be
I
fun.
haven't heard any of Jenna's except one because it happened at dinner, so she had to tell me about it.
Yeah, it was. I was. Oh
We'll get
yeah,
into it
we'll get
later.
into it later.
Just wait till the end to
So,
hear that.
speaking of a Bible verse, I have a little interesting story. So, I think like last, it's not, it's just a funny story.
I'm like, how does this?
It's
I'm
not
very.
really funny. At the end, it's like cute, but in the beginning, it was like stress. So, I had a
Okay.
dentist appointment on Tuesday. Maddie knows this part, but she doesn't know the second part. And it was at 11 a.m. So, that night, I like was thinking about school because Tuesday's like the end of the unit for me. So I was thinking about like what I had to get done tomorrow for school, and I didn't realize I had a dentist appointment, even though my mom had told me like a week ago, like the week before. So I woke up at 8 a.m. because I was like gonna get some school done, and then I fell back to sleep, and I didn't wake up till about 10:50, and my appointment was at 11.
How far was it?
It's like 25 minutes from my house.
Oh.
So called. Well, I saw the text on my phone. That's the only way I remembered. Otherwise, I wouldn't have gone
Yeah.
if I didn't see the text. Like, reminder, your appointment is in 30
Good thing
minutes,
you get the
whatever.
text and not your mom, because I don't know if your mom would have reminded you.
Yeah, I mean, she did like the week before, but I forget. I was stressed. So I called my mom. I'm like, hey, my appointment's in 10 minutes, and I'm still in bed. And she's like, okay, I'll call them. Like, just leave the house right now. So I threw on some clothes, left the house, and I got there at 11:20. They said, but like in the dentist office, they have a sign like $70 fee if you cancel your appointment within 24 hours of your date.
I would have crapped
So
myself reading that. I mean, I would have crapped myself
yeah,
going there by myself in the first place.
it's
But then
scary.
reading that sign, I would have been like,
I was stressed. I'm like, Mom, they're gonna charge me so much money if I have to cancel this appointment. And she's like, okay, I'll call them. Just get out of the house, go. So I got there at 11:20, which is kind of impressive because I left my house at 11,
how
and
fast were you
it's
going?
25-minute drive. We don't need to talk about it.
Okay.
But anyway, I was super stressed, so I walk into the office, like I sprinted into the office, And they recognized me because obviously it's my dentist. They're like, you're all checked in. So I took a seat in like the little waiting room area. It's cute. They have a fish tank and there's like Finding Nemo in there and Dory, and
I love how you said there's Finding
it's
Nemo.
cute.
Instead of just saying Nemo is in there, you're like Finding
What's
Nemo.
Nemo's dad's name?
Merlin? Marlin? Marlin.
Marley? Bob Marley?
Marlin. Lynn.
Bob Marley.
Bob Marley.
Okay. But then this lady was sitting next to me and she's like, you know what? I have something for you. I'm like, okay, great. And she handed me this little card and it was like, she was like promoting her church or whatever.
Was she a Jehovah's Witness?
No. I forget the name of the church, but she wasn't. And it just had a bunch of Bible verses in them. And so I was reading them. And it was just a great reminder. I didn't need to be, well, I should have been stressed because it was my fault. I almost missed my appointment. But it calmed me down because I read all the Bible verses.
What were they about? Like, were they specifically about like anxiety and stuff?
No.
Or they're just like, it was nice to read that after
It was nice to
stressful...
read it because it's for people who like have never read the Bible before. So it's kind of like verses that like are like powerful, like
okay,
like just introducing people to the Bible and whatnot.
oh nice.
But then she handed me a card to like go to her church, whatnot. But I thought it was just cool because in the moment I was really stressed and she handed me some Bible verses, so it was great.
Nice. Was that the story?
Yeah.
Oh,
the second part.
Okay.
I'm so excited to talk about what we have next. Well, it's kind of sad actually.
Yeah, it's
the war in Israel. That's the next.
That's like obviously a hard topic to talk about. But Jenna came across a TikTok.
I see them all the time now. It's about women getting drafted, and I think it's so funny. Just like the comments. So I haven't told Maddie any of them, so she's gonna react to them.
Blind reaction.
So I think like women are getting.
They might have to start drafting women or something.
Like 18 to 23. So it's just like
that's literally. I'm shaking just after like that scares me.
It doesn't scare me. I think it would be kind of fun, but not fun. But
not
like,
if you're in a war and die.
Interesting. I think it would be a change of pace.
Mm-hmm.
And so I've had some comments on TikTok about like women getting drafted, and so I'm gonna have Maddie react to them because I think they're really funny.
How many are there?
Like 10.
Holy cow!
They're so funny. Okay, do we get to pick our teams or are they assigned?
Are those like okay? So like, are these guys quoting what women would say, or are they women?
It's women.
Like asking genuine questions?
No, they're not genuine. They're just like, being funny.
Okay, that's funny.
But I think it's funny how
I'd be going into it clueless. I'd be like obviously I know like I'm there to help Israel, but then I'm like, am I fighting with US or with Israel, or that would confuse me.
So I think it's funny how women are like throwing themselves under the bus.
Yeah, I do like that too, and I like
knowing how women would act in the war is funny.
Yeah, and I like how it's not the guys throwing, because women would throw a fit. I love how it's women throwing ourselves under the bus.
Yeah. Okay, so the second one is: has anyone created a going to war Pinterest board?
Wait, that's actually so.
I'm sure someone has. Honestly,
I want to search that in Pinterest and see what comes up. That would be so funny. Sorry, go ahead.
My mom said I can't go if there will be boys.
These are so good.
I know. I agree. If I wear a skirt, will someone wear a skirt with me?
It's because I know that it's like, for me personally, like I'm like, hey, like if I wear this, like can someone, just because I don't want to be the only one.
Yeah, it's like a universal girls experience. So
it's like girl code.
Yeah,
that's so funny.
It's funny. I have low iron. Sorry. I'd be the one to like pass out in the middle of battle because every time I crawl and then get up, I'd fall over. Cause
who says you're crawling?
I get dizzy. You're probably crawling if you're in the middle of a war. I'm not getting shot in the noggin.
Talking about crawling, then okay, sorry. I might have low iron, so that'd be my reason.
I have low iron, so I'd definitely be on the floor. All right, does anyone know if the tanks have aux? I just can't imagine going to war and not having the right playlist. I could play my Christmas music. That would be so.
The weather outside is frightful. That's not okay. That's so
or my
funny.
Beach playlist. Like that would be
just Jenna
so
just
hype.
Driving by in a tank, bopping her head,
just shooting off missiles.
I wonder, do they have radios?
Yeah,
in tanks.
I think so.
For real?
I think so.
I'm bringing an aux
Well, to like
cord.
communicate with each other.
Oh, that's boring. Okay.
I'm sure they have oxen tanks. Honestly,
That'd be so fun.
do my Crocs need to be in sports mode?
Oh my word!
This would be
This is
Maddie.
my favorite. I will be wearing Crocs in war. I will be. That's that might be my favorite one.
But what are the girlies on the other side wearing? I don't want to look overdressed.
Like the people on the other side of the war.
Yeah, like on the other team.
Okay, question.
The
Are
other team.
we one of the only countries who have women fighting in our army? Because I feel like when you think of like other
Um.
people's what armies or whatever, I feel like they're just all men. Like every time you
Mm,
watch a like back then movie, which I guess that's probably back then, so we weren't drafted then. But I feel like a lot of other nations' armies don't have women. But I could
yeah.
be just completely clueless.
I don't know. That's above our pay grade. Um. Hey, are you going? Because I'm not going if you're not going.
Yes. Yes. I would not. I'd be like, unless one of my friends is drafted, I'm not going. That's so funny. These are
It's
so
they're
good.
so good. Okay, I have one more.
Okay.
Do you think I need a jacket or will I be okay? I just don't want to carry anything.
Yes.
As you're gonna be carrying a gun,
That's true. Well, they have like sashes. What?
sashes,
They have
like
carriers.
I don't know what they're called.
Would you wear a jacket? What's the temperature in Israel? I'm looking that up. What is the temperature in Israel? 64 in Jerusalem.
It's like here.
The high 79. So I would not be wearing a jacket because I'd be sweating, even if
Yeah,
nothing's happening.
that's yeah.
That was a good segment.
I agree. I thought it was funny. I thought they were so funny when I was reading the comments.
Huh.
I
That's
loved it.
hilarious. I love that.
Okay, next we're gonna talk about the movie we watched.
It's a good movie.
It's really
I give it a
good.
solid, I think 9.
Should we like explain the plot?
Okay, yeah, go ahead.
So there's this secretary and this is she a publisher for
She's an
books?
editor.
An editor for books?
Because at one point in the movie, they're fighting because like his dad makes fun of him for not being the editor.
Okay.
So I think she's an editor.
Okay, so basically she's from Canada and her bosses say she's gonna get deported like immediately and would have to like lose her job for like a year or something and like be in Canada for a year till they like
Mm-hmm.
file stuff to get her back. And so they said the guy she just fired would have to like step up and be in charge. And so her secretary walks in and she like says they're engaged.
Because for those who don't know, for if you're an immigrant, you either I learned this from my Brazilian friends. Um, you either need to marry an American, fight in our army, so fight in our military, in the U.S. military, or have an American save your life. So a few times we've joked about
Can't you
them
get
running.
like a work visa though?
I think they do, but it's like if you want to be an American citizen,
Okay.
that's what you should do. Because I think even if they have a work visa, they're still not an American citizen.
Okay.
But anyways, they've joked about it a few times. Like one of them runs out in front of a car, and
Oh.
my brother will jump out and save them so that they can become an American citizen.
um but yeah, so they fake get engaged. They go away to his family's place in Alaska.
Which is funny
And
because she had no idea it was in Alaska.
yeah.
That part was funny. Sorry, that was random.
And so it was his grandma's like 90th birthday, so they went over there and they accidentally fall in love. And so at the wedding, are we spoiling this? No. You should
No,
have seen it by
it's
now.
not. No, I feel like it's not very
It's very
popular movie.
underrated. But anyway, she
That's
walks
true.
away at the engagement, says it was all fake, but then he chases after her, flies all the way back to New York, and
Then they get engaged again,
they get engaged for
basically.
real. So it's Ryan Reynolds and
Love that man, as we
uh,
talked about in the first
what's the
episode.
girl's name?
What's her name? What's her name?
I feel like
Oh,
it's
Sandra Bullock.
yes.
Sandra
I knew it
Bullock.
started with an
Yes,
S.
yes.
Sandra Bullock. Bullock.
Bullock. Bullock.
I don't. I don't know. But
Tomato.
yes,
Tomato.
I'm gonna say
I should say bagel. Bagel.
no. That's not even a thing.
We'll talk about that later.
Um, 9.5. I think it was really good. It's underrated.
Really? 9.5. So what's your 0.5?
Um,
Might as well give it a
I
10 at
don't
that point.
like the place they filmed in Alaska. I'm just kidding.
Oh,
I've never been. It was really
my
pretty, but I
word.
just didn't recognize the place. So
That's your 0.5. I will
I'm
give it an
kidding.
8.
I made it up.
9? 9 did I give it?
Yeah. So what's your one?
It wasn't like I could watch it over and over again.
Oh,
I feel like I also think I wanted it to end in an actual wedding.
that's true.
But that could just be me. Because I think it still ended good. Like there was still like a happy ending. But I think
Yeah.
I just expected more. But I loved that it was a perfect mix of comedy and romance.
Mm-hmm.
Like it was I feel like it was mainly comedy.
I think so too. It was so funny.
And then the romance came in the end and it was like sweet and it wasn't too much.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that's what really drew me in. And they're both phenomenal actors.
Yeah,
Actors and
they're really
actresses.
good. I love them both.
They
Okay,
were really good.
so 9 and 9.5. You should go watch it. The
Yep.
Proposal. It's really good.
It was
Okay,
really good.
Taylor and Travis. We have updates about them. So
Have we what's our most recent update? Just our first initial thoughts?
yeah,
Because we haven't talked
that's all we
about
did.
the okay. So the new video released for I'm sure all of you have seen it because it's on everybody's feed.
Yeah, it's everywhere.
But of him like walking, he like pushed the security guard out of the way. Did you see that in the video where
I
like he
saw
like
a podcast though of him and Jason, and they said like I just put my hand on his shoulder to for him to know I was there. Like
okay.
he didn't mean to push him.
Well, and I didn't seem like it was aggressive, but it was like also cool to be like, no, I'll be the one to get the door for you, even
Yeah.
if you're famous and even if you have someone to do that for you.
Mhm.
I still because I feel like that almost made them normal in a sense, just because he's like, I will be the one opening the door for you,
He's a
and he
gentleman.
is,
I
and
really like him now.
I know now I actually think I still don't know how I feel about her, but I really like Travis because
Yeah.
he's attractive and because he's a gentleman.
Yeah.
I think he just knows how to. I saw a video or a post where it was like he knows how to treat her.
Mhm.
Like, because apparently other people who dated her didn't really act like she was Taylor Swift, and he's acting like that. So he's just being more precautious, more like, but also like showing her off. I
Yeah.
don't know. I've heard a lot of good things,
Mm.
but
Yeah. The podcast said he was like a real gentleman, and
do we
yeah, I
think
think it's cute.
do we think that Taylor Swift and Kylie will get along? Jason's wife.
Oh.
I feel like they're completely different people. I feel like Kylie's more like sport, like I don't know. I feel like she's more of like a mom vibe, and Taylor Swift is like a
Yeah.
child.
Oh, too
Sorry,
many.
sorry. Well, that's just what I
That's
get.
true. That's a good. Yeah, I don't know. But I saw a clip of Taylor talking to the boy's dad, and the boys were just like, "Oh no, like
That's how I would feel
I
if
don't know what he's saying." But then in the end, they said I think they said it was a joke and like I love my dad and
yeah,
whatnot.
they're
Like
like we talk too much crap about him, but we actually do
yeah,
appreciate him. I did see that video,
yeah,
but I think I'd feel the same way. Not as much as my parents. So thanks, guys. But I think more with my grandparents. Like if my significant other was in a conversation with just my grandparents, I
yeah.
think I would start to get concerned.
I think I would too.
That scares me. I think that's like one of the scariest parts. It's just what your family members are going
I'm
to
gonna
talk about.
say when you're not there. Yeah, that is scary.
Can
Well,
we talk about how
just always
matchy
be
matchy
there.
I am with my blanket and this couch cushion right now? Look,
And
you see that
your
floral?
shirt
I know,
matches.
that's what I'm saying.
You said the couch cushion.
I meant like, do you see how I'm matchy matchy with my shirt, with my blanket and the couch cushion?
Okay, well you didn't say that. I'm just
Okay,
kidding.
sorry. But like there's a pink hues on my blanket and then I match the cushion. So if I blend in you
I'm
can't see me.
matching
That's fine.
too.
Oh yeah. You're
I'm
real.
matching my Chromebook. Or not Chromebook.
Your MacBook?
I'm so used to saying Chromebook.
Mm-hmm. Flex, why don't you?
I didn't mean to. Okay.
Speaking of flexing, I might be getting my own car. We'll see. But that's exciting.
That's exciting.
That's exciting. And it's a Toyota, so whoop whoop.
Yeah. Are you ever gonna venture out of Toyota?
Nope. I don't think
Really?
I will. I love Toyotas. And I think that's just because my family has always had that until Callie broke the code. And our Veo. And our Grand Prix. So I guess we haven't always owned Toyotas, but they just last so long. And I think I just have connections with my other ones that I just like Toyotas.
Okay.
And I feel like it's an underrated car brand. So,
My
yeah.
family has probably owned every car there is on the lot.
That's so true. You guys have, right now, what do you have?
A
A Nissan,
Nissan.
a Jeep, a Explorer, and a truck.
So I guess we have two Fords.
Oh, they're both Fords.
The
The
truck
truck and
and
the.
the Explorer.
Dang.
But we've owned a lot of cars. My parents, not us. But
Hmm.
yeah. Okay, now the fun part.
You guys, I don't even know what to expect.
Guys, this was so funny because in the restaurant, Maddie was having a hard time coming with Icks, and I would have to come up with
Because I'm just such a
for
nice
her.
friend and I don't find any issues with her.
I'm not
Just kidding. I'm really
being mean.
excited. I know. I'm
It's
just excited to
just
hear what these are because I know I can be a pain in the rear sometimes,
so the first one is chewing ice, which
which
she
I'm
did in the
addicted to.
restaurant. So I told her like that was my ick about her,
I
like one of
literally
the
had
things I'd written
I
down.
ate a piece of ice, and as soon as I did it, she's like, "You want to know one of them?" And I was like, "What?" And she's like, "You chewing ice," and we just both start
Yeah,
cracking up. So I'm like, "Of course I did it right then."
I hate the crunch sound. It
She's very sensitive to eating
Yeah, I
noises.
don't like if you're chewing loud or yeah, it just kind of drives me nuts. So she did it right next to me in the restaurant, and so I said something. And last night at dinner, for some reason, it was just like 10 times worse than it normally was.
Speaking of, I kind of want some right now.
No, no, it'll drive everyone else nuts too.
Can you imagine some
But
ASMR?
we were just talking to her grandma, and then Maddie's chewing on ice, and I couldn't even focus on the conversation because I was
I
just.
can never focus on my conversations either way. I don't even have to be distracted by other people. I just don't listen.
Oh, I was trying to listen. I
Oh,
just. You were distracting me. Okay,
sorry,
so
Grammy, if you listen to this.
give me one of yours about me, and then we'll go back and forth.
Back and forth. You should start because you have more. I'll
Okay,
just fill in the gaps.
this one's kind of an old one, but
I
it
have two.
kind of relates to something you still do now. So, in
Dear me.
when we were in high school, she would complain about having so much homework to do, but then she like never made an effort to get any of the homework done. And then it's kind of ties along with she always complains how her room is a mess or she's just messy in general, but then she never like cleans her room or gets her stuff
Yeah.
together. This
Yeah,
is it.
that's
Also,
fair.
another ick I have on my list is that you lose everything. In the car, she lost her wallet, thought she left it at home on the way to Michigan, and so she would have had no wallet for the whole weekend.
Because I'm not a responsible person.
And then I found it in her coat on the floor. So
Which was amazing because that came in handy. So thankful is in my
yeah,
coat that I left in there. See, sometimes I leave things laying around on purpose. But I understand that because a lot of the time I was like, oh, I have so much late work. Like, but I still never did it. Like,
yeah,
I would say it and
you
I
would just
didn't
complain about
care.
it, but
I
never
just
did
am
it.
a big complainer. So I think I just found the little things to complain about. Okay,
How do you feel
my
about
turn.
it? How do you feel about those?
That one's fine.
Okay,
And I think this is also good because then it's like I can notice those things more and try and work on them.
that's why I wanted to know mine, so I can work on them.
So stop styling your hair.
Stop doing your hair.
Okay, so just because I think Jonah's natural hair is really pretty, and she
I don't think so.
always straightens it or always curls it, which is like, oh, it's good because it looks really good on her. I'm just like, it's because we'll be planning something and she'll be like, yeah, but she'll like give herself an entire hour, and I'm like, why do you need the extra hour? She's like, well, I have to curl my hair, or I have to straighten my hair. And I'm like,
Yeah,
just come as you are.
it takes me a while for my hair. But I have been wearing my hair natural to work, which
Proud of you.
is different than I normally do.
You know what? You know how in the next episode, but yesterday I said proud of you? We should try and find a moment in each podcast to say proud of you.
Okay, I like
Yeah,
that.
I
Good
like
job,
that.
Eddie.
Thank you.
See, that's a non-reverse ick. See, you
Okay,
just canceled one
yay.
off my list.
Okay. Well, and for instance, like tonight, Jenna's like, oh, I'm gonna have to shower so I can straighten my hair.
I
And I'm
do
like,
because none of us brought
why? But like, why can't
mousse
you
for
just
our hair.
throw it up? We can find gel. I'm sure someone has gel. Someone has in my Grammy, but there's probably some in the cabinet.
Okay, well if we can find it, I'll do that.
But like, I think that's just where we're so different too. Cause like she's like stylist, so I can have it down, and I'm like, if it's like day 3, like I'll just throw it up. Like
I
I'll just put it in
normally
a
wash my
bun,
hair every other day, so like
and I
pushing to
don't.
day 3 is like I've never really done it. So I mean I've done it, but it doesn't look great.
Okay, your turn. Not the deep breath.
Okay, so I kind of like did 4 off my list with like the first one I said.
For real?
Well, I
But
had like your school stuff, your room being messy, like
oh
you losing stuff. So like I
yeah,
kind
that was
of,
nice of you to combine them all into one.
and then chewing ice is off. So
That's
your
so sad.
hair, it gets everywhere. But I will say today
It
you were good
does.
about it, about cleaning out of the sink. You
Thank
noticed your
you.
hair in the sink and you cleaned
Thank
it up.
you.
I
Because I
appreciate that.
don't tell my parents I did that because I never do it at home.
Okay.
But I realize when I have other people, I'm like, oh, that's actually gross. So I have to clean it out. But my hair does get
It
everywhere.
does, and it's not necessarily your fault. But like,
I just don't clean up after myself.
well, it's just like if she sits in my bed and then I go sit in the same spot, I'll notice like black
For
hair
real?
or brown hair, whatever color your hair is.
Like it falls out in your bed?
Yeah, like when we were like practicing the podcast in my, it
What is that?
was like a radio outside. But
That's
anyway,
creepy.
like when you were sitting in my bed, you got up and there was just like black hair everywhere, and so I had to like pick it all off. But that's not your fault.
Sorry.
I'm not saying it's your fault or anything. It's
Oh!
just unfortunate.
Isn't that because I was like raking out my hair with my
Oh, you
fingers?
were putting on a hat.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's probably why. But still, it
And
gets
when you do it in
everywhere.
my car, it gets
Oh.
everywhere. So that's not great. But she picks at her split ends a lot, and so then
I
her hair
haven't in
gets
so.
everywhere.
I think that habit's gone.
Okay, good.
Thank you. I will.
Proud of you.
Thank you. I will like check them every once in a while, but I think it's because I'm not sitting in classes anymore.
Yeah.
Because if I got bored in a classroom, that's just what I would go to was picking at my
Mm-hmm.
hair. And now, since I think I'm go 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 all the time, I don't have time to just sit around. And because I think it's not because I don't think I'm looking for distractions anymore,
Yeah.
which is
That's fair.
nice. But
That's good. Good job.
so hopefully it's making my hair healthier.
All right. What's another one about me?
Oh, okay. So let me ask you guys a question, which I obviously know you can
Do I know
answer.
this one? Did I give this one to you?
Yes.
Okay.
But when you live in your house with your
Oh my
family
goodness.
and you are maybe 20 steps away from them, but in separate rooms, would you either like yell for them to ask them something or walk into the room and ask them something, or would you call them in your own house? Because Jenna and her family, they only communicate through text and calls.
That's not only communicate. It's just like if my mom's in her room and my mom or I'm in my room and I'd have like a question, I'll just text it to her.
And to
Like
me
what's
that
the point of walking over there and probably my mom asking me 50 other questions when I could
that's
just
true.
send her the one and get a response right away.
That's true. She would
So,
do
it's
that.
just like convenience. So,
Which, and I think just when we first were hanging out, I just found that so weird. That, like, because I'm always just like, I always yell for my family. I think that's why.
well, my mom's also
And you guys
like
don't yell.
partial deaf. She has partial deafness, whatever.
Like, for real, like, diagnosed.
No, but we tell her to get a
Oh.
hearing aid all the time and she
She
won't.
does say what a lot.
Exactly. So it's just so frustrating to yell and to
Mm,
have to repeat it 20 times for her to hear you. And so we just
yeah.
text. It's so much less
It, like, makes
yelling.
sense now that I've been around them more. But when I first met them, I was like, that's just, like, why don't you just go and talk to them?
Yeah.
I don't know.
I
It's
get
weird.
it,
Because,
but
like, I
it's just more
felt like I
convenient.
could heard. I felt like I could hear her mom's voice as they're on the phone, but coming from the house. So I was just like, this seems so unnecessary. Another thing,
Oh, wow.
speaking of unnecessary, Jenna bought this sweater today, okay? She also bought um a vest.
Yeah.
And she's like, okay, which one do I want for Christmas? I'm like, what do you mean? She's like, well, I'm gonna have my grandma give it to me for Christmas. I'm like, so you're not gonna wear it just to open it for Christmas after you've already. It's okay. It probably doesn't make sense now, but she's saying like she's wearing it right now. But that's the gift her grandma's gonna give her for
I'm
Christmas.
technically I normally don't wear the gifts before, but I ran out of clothes, so that's the only reason I'm wearing it. But I would give this to my grandma for her to give to me at Christmas, and she would just send me money for it because it's hard to pick out gifts for like all the grandkids or like
That's
my other side. She spoils us, so it's like hard to like come up with gifts sometimes, and so this way we like know what we like, we pick it out for her, and we open it at Christmas. So
and that like I understand that it's just like you bought it today. and with intention to wear it, and now you have to wait till Christmas.
That is the most unfortunate thing ever.
Like this is just so weird. Like
Yeah, it
why not be
sucks,
like, hey,
but
this is your Christmas gift, wear it now, you just won't open anything at Christmas. But I
because
guess
you
then
want to
that ruins
open
the
stuff
point of
at
Christmas,
Christmas.
yeah.
Yeah. But yes, half my gifts, 75% of my gifts, I know because I pick them out. Especially on like Black Friday, I'll get all my gifts there and
That's true.
just
You do a lot of Black Friday shopping.
hand it out
I
to
don't think I've
people.
ever gone Black Friday shopping.
I don't think you'd like going with
I
us.
don't think I would. I hate shopping. Not that I hate shopping, but I think thrift shopping gives me a headache because it's not
Oh,
organized, so my head's just going everywhere.
yeah. Our Black Friday shopping is really intense. Like we go from like we wake up at like 4 a.m. We're at the first shop at 5 a.m.
Yep, wouldn't
and
do
we
that.
go all the way to dinner time and nonstop all day.
Speaking of that, does like thrift stores do Black Friday sales? Or since
Yeah,
they're already cheap, do they not?
I imagine they would. I think they would
Like Goodwill?
probably.
Hmm.
I don't know. I saw they had like 50% off on October 14 or whatever, but I
Nice.
missed it. Okay, next ick. Biting your nails.
I can't help it. I'm growing them out right now though because I want fall colors, and I always feel so embarrassed when I go and I have short nails. I think that's another like stress, bored, distraction thing.
Yeah.
But you do hate when I do that.
Because it makes this like noise and I can't stand it. Especially when we were in school and we would sit
I
next to
feel
each
like
other.
math class specifically.
Yeah, it drove me nuts. I would like pull her hands away from her face because I just could not handle it. Stop.
What? I sorry.
Stop.
I
Okay. Do you have another one for me? What's another one I gave you?
think that was it. Um, maybe listening to Christmas music in the summer,
Oh,
but
I love Christmas music.
I don't mind it anymore because I think,
You're into it now.
oh yeah, so into it.
I
I don't
played some
know.
on the way up here.
I'm trying to think.
Okay, well, I'll give you another one.
Oh, great. Let me hear it.
Thinking you're right all the time. Guys, me and Maddie's
Ugh!
most common arguments are about like directions because we both think we're both so stubborn, so we both think we're right. But Maddie just thinks she's right
Okay,
more of the time.
and that's what my if I were to come up with another ick, that's what I thought of as soon as you said that.
Yeah.
Because in my family, I'm always great with directions. Like which well, okay, not directions, but like which direction we're facing. Which I think
Mm-hmm.
that's where we butt heads.
Yeah.
Because I'm right with the direction we're facing for the most part, and she's right with the direction we're going. And sometimes I think it's not correct,
It's
which
just funny how we argue about that, and like that's the arguments we have is about directions.
I feel like we don't have a lot of
I
arguments.
don't think we
And
do either.
recently it's been about directions because I'm like, we don't go
Yeah.
this way. She's like, yes, we do. And then she ends up being right. I'll admit it. But I just like right now, I can tell you which direction we're facing.
We're facing south
Yeah, shoot. I want to be right.
because beach is that way.
Beach is that way. So that's west,
Oh,
east, north, south. So why are you rolling your eyes?
I'm not rolling your eyes at me. I was just thinking, or you. I was thinking, but you're right.
Which is something
See,
my siblings.
you're right.
Thank you. Proud of you. And I just think I'm so used to being right with that because my siblings are always wrong with
Oh.
directions. Like they get so annoyed that I know it so well, and I take pride in that. So I try and use it as
You've
much
never
as
had someone
possible.
challenge you.
Whatever.
See, I got the direction right we were facing.
Yeah, good job.
Thanks. Okay, do you have another one for me?
Nope.
Okay, I have one more for you.
Okay.
So Maddie actually brought this one up to me when we were in your grandma's garage. You did. And I'm like, oh my word, I didn't even have that written down, but that's such a good one. More because I think it's funny and I don't, well, sometimes I get annoyed. The second part I get annoyed too. It's when you're on your phone
Oh,
and I'm trying to talk to you, but you do not listen to a word I say.
yeah. I don't like admitting it, but I think I do have a bad addiction to my phone.
I think you do
Like,
too.
I feel like recently I've been on it a lot, but I feel like I'm not on it. I'm just on it at the wrong times.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I'm on it when people are talking to me instead of, well, I'm still on it when I have nothing to do. So I guess I'm on it all the time. But it's especially when people are talking to me that I feel like I have to be doing it. Because I feel like I can't focus on one thing.
Yeah.
But then even when I'm doing that, I can't hear what they're saying. So it's not like that helps me focus on what they're saying.
So like Maggie's dilemma is she won't get a bigger phone because she
What?
your dilemma is
A dilemma. I
you
was like,
won't get
what'd
a
you
bigger
say?
phone because she'll be on it more, which is true. You probably will be on it more if you do get a bigger phone, but it would be nice for the podcast. So
And and I love taking pictures. So I just need a
yeah,
new camera because like this one, I'm already out of storage. That
yeah. But it's
ticks
like
me
I
off.
wanted to get a new phone for the podcast, and we could have a extra
Do different
camera.
angles to make our videos a little bit more entertaining.
Yeah, but I don't want her to be on her phone more. So if you can control your habit, then
Bad habits lead to
get a bigger
late
phone.
nights. I know
Okay,
another ick for you for me.
okay.
I never sing the right lyrics.
You're so right. Good job, Maddie.
I thank you. I can never
It's not
sing the right
big.
lyrics. I
It's
don't
just
know what any of the
funny.
lyrics are. And sometimes I'm like, no, it's not, and then she's right again.
What were we talking about the other? Oh,
It
we
was
three kings.
That's that won't. If we need to make a blooper one
Okay.
because we won't post that one. But we first of all, I was trying to talk about something else, and
She literally said the word "we," and then we started
and then we
singing "We
started
Three
singing "We
Kings."
Three Kings," and I was like, "What's Orientar?" Like I thought it was one word. I was like, "We Three Kings of Orientar," and I'm like, "What is that?" And she's like, "Orient R." I'm like, "What do you mean
Like they're
Orient
two separate
R?"
words.
So I looked it up, and she was right. But that I never sang it like that, so I don't know what I was singing. I just
Okay.
am not a big lyric person.
Yeah. And the second part is that is so sometimes when I talk to Maddie, I can tell she's not listening because like either she's on her phone or you can tell she's not paying attention to what I'm saying.
Which
So
what she's about to say, I never noticed she did this,
yeah, I
which
told
is
her
also
about
really
it a
bad.
couple months ago and she found it funny. I do too. I find it funny when
Yeah,
I
I
have
these
to
are all
repeat.
funny.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So like 10 minutes later, I'll say the same thing I said 10 minutes earlier to her again and she'll like react to it like it's the first time she heard it, which is the first time she heard it, but I said it 10 minutes earlier. I just know she didn't hear it. So that happens actually quite often than more than I like to admit, but I think it's funny every time it happens cuz
In my defense,
of what?
okay, Jenna and her father have an issue with speaking. They are quiet and they mumble. So I never like my first few interactions with their dad, I didn't know what to say because I never understood
Just
him.
can't
So
hear
then I
him.
just felt awkward.
Yeah.
And that's with Jenna sometimes too. Like she'll just either talk quietly or completely mix all her words together. And I'm like, what'd you say? That's a lot of our conversations. I realize that. Like we'll be talking and then someone won't hear it and we'll be like, what? What? And we'll just go back and forth because no one heard what each other just said.
Yeah. But
Miscommunication. We need to work on our communication.
but yeah, I find it more funny than like annoying, but yeah, it's just funny. Okay, to end the podcast, I said we should end on a negative note, so we're gonna say one thing we like about each other.
Oh, I forgot about this and now I'm not
Because you don't
prepared.
want to end with like all the things you're annoyed with of each other.
Okay,
So we're gonna end with the
I
positive.
will go first.
Okay.
Um, oh,
Okay,
I feel like you
first of all, me and Maddie are not good at showing our
emotions. We never show our emotions.
emotions to each other.
We're not very like lovey dovey.
Yeah, but like any
Ow,
other,
my jaw.
any like other, anyone,
Jeez, Louise, get it out.
any of my other friends, like I'll hug them or I'll say I love you
Which
or
I'm trying to get better. I don't say I love you to a lot of people, but I'm trying to get better at the
I.
hugging part because now I feel like I like physical touch.
Okay, wow, change of direction. But
Yeah.
yeah, me and Maddie's relationship.
Direction. Sorry.
Me and Maddie's relationship is just not like that.
No.
But I can do it with other people. Just it's. I feel like it's awkward for us to do it.
It
To like
is like if I said
say
like I love you right now,
Yeah.
like that just is so weird. Like I do, and we both know
Yeah, we
each
both
other
know
does.
it. We just don't
But
show
I
it to each
just
other.
that is like one of the most awkward things for me to say.
Yeah.
I don't know why, but just saying it just feels weird.
Yeah,
Like
it feels weird for me too.
like every time my parents hear someone on the phone be like, "Bye, I love you," and I'll be like, "Bye," just because
Yeah,
like saying like I love you, like
I'm not good
that
at saying
combination
it.
of words is just weird. Like I love you, like get away, gross.
So yeah, me and Maddie aren't big on emotions, so this might be a little difficult for
Yeah,
us
it
with
might
each
be a little
other.
cringy. Yeah, have you seen those videos where it's like, stop it once you cringe or something?
Yeah.
Anyways, this is one of those videos. We're gonna stop it as soon as we cringe.
Okay, wait, I have to think of something for you.
Okay, well, I'll say my thing.
Okay.
I feel like you are like, huh. You don't talk bad about a lot of people.
Okay.
Like at all. Like you're a very nice person. You're
thanks,
very
Maddie.
calm and like you have good not good control over me, but like you know how to work well with me.
Okay.
And I feel like not a lot of people do because sometimes it can be very overwhelming. And I feel like
Yeah.
you just balance that out. Really, this is really hard
Oh.
for me.
You're
You just
doing
like
good.
thanks. I'm proud of you.
Proud of you.
You just like know how to behave around me and know how to handle me,
Yeah.
which not a lot of people can do. And I think ignoring me half the time is really good. Not like actually, but like I don't know. You're just a really good friend.
Thanks. Maddie,
Love
that
you.
was so nice. I don't know what to say. Okay.
First, she has 8 icks about me. Now she can't figure out one nice thing to say. That's when we know there's issues.
I said there. Now I feel bad for saying all my ex. See,
No,
this is why I
it's
didn't
sorry.
want to do
No, the icks
that.
were fine.
You're
The
telling me
people
how
want to
nice I am,
hear.
and I'm absolutely lighting you on fire with these icks.
They're not that bad. They're just facts.
Okay. What I love about Maddie.
Ugh. A little filming malfunction.
You'll never believe what just happened. So right as I was about to tell Maddie what I loved about her, the camera stopped recording.
How
Crazy.
ironic.
Okay, but
And we were just talking about how cringy this is. But
yeah, basically I said about how she's so compassionate and always looking at what other people are like. How do I word this? Like making other people's day. So I said like at camp she would buy our boss flowers or her sister flowers just because they were doing a good job and she appreciated them. Or like the last day of school, she bought us all stars, and she's just always looking out for other people. And yeah,
and
and
then
then we kind of just talked about how we're a
we
good
balance
balance.
each other out really well,
Yeah,
and how in public situations Jenna's super outgoing and I'm super like it's like in public situations Jenna's extroverted, I'm introverted, and when we're by ourselves either I'm super extroverted and she's like in between, or she's also super extroverted. But yeah, that's just like how we balance each other out.
yeah, and she gets embarrassed in public very easily, so it's very fun to like push her out of her comfort zone and just embarrass her a tiny bit. Like obviously, I still get embarrassed too, so it's nothing crazy. But Maddie just
Yeah.
the littlest things will embarrass her, and so it's just funny.
Yeah. Okay.
That's it.
Yeah.
All right, so thank you so much for watching.
Please
Like,
like,
comment,
comment,
subscribe,
subscribe, follow. Also,
share.
share. Oh yeah, share too. Jenna and I want to get merch. So if you know like merch companies that we can make our own merch, please let us know.
And let us know if you'll buy the merch if we make it, because we're not
Yes.
gonna
And we also want
make
to
it
put
to wear it for ourselves. So,
we're obviously gonna put our name on it. We have a few different patterns
like Real Talk Podcast
picked
now,
out,
me
and
and
then we
Maddie's name.
also thought we'd put "proud of you"
Proud of you in quotes,
on it.
because we're gonna start saying that to each other because we are proud of each other, even if we don't show it all the time.
So
So,
let us know where we can do that and buy it. Also, please tell us topics that you want us to talk about.
topics. So we're gonna talk about icks about men in probably a different episode
People in general, because I
and
don't
people. So
I don't have enough
we
experiences
talked
with
about
men.
this. You can't judge others.
They're not specific people. They're just like pet peeves we have about like
Okay,
people on the
you're
road
right.
or like
But we're not judging. We don't judge
no,
here.
no judging.
Judge free zone.
Judge free zone. New merch. Judge free zone.
Proud of you.
Proud of you.
Okay.
Okay.
All
See you
right.
later.
Thank you for
Peace out.
watching.
Adios.
Bye.
Tschüss. For all
Wow.
my German people.
Wait. Yeah. I
Tschüss.
was gonna say what's Spanish, but you got it.
Mm.
All right. Bye.
Bye.